Thank you. That was beautiful. That was her new chant that she made for us today, right, Joy? Oh, just a spontaneous. Well, that's beautiful. Okay. Well, Rebecca Abraxas is providing our beautiful music today, and Opal James will be providing a prayer for us. We're so thankful. And Donna Lynn will be holding sacred space, and it would be happy to pray with you after service if you'd like to do that. Or you can always leave a prayer request in the box, and all of the chaplains will be praying for you and sending that over to Silent Unity for 30 days. So lots of prayers. That's what we are about here. And I'm Lori Smith. I'm the spiritual leader here at Unity on the Avenue, and I want to welcome all of you. It's so nice to see all your happy faces, and today we're talking about joy, so we'll have some fun in our church today. We want you to know that no matter what faith you've come from before you came to Unity, it is all welcome, it is all good. We recognize all paths to spirit. So know that we are so happy that you are here, regardless of, I know sometimes there's concerns in other faiths about race or about who you love, and know that it is all good here. Everybody is welcome. So we can say our statement of faith. Please join me. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent.
Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place.
Surely the presence of God is indeed in this place. For today, joy fills us. Joy fills my heart with warmth and warms my soul. Today, I will view the world through eyes of joy. This mindful place will make even the most ordinary things seem special, and other things I may take for granted seem fresh and new. Even the energy I bring to my relationships will be imbued with harmony and peace. I am made to feel lighter and kinder and more connected to the people in my life, when I commit to living with this joyful intention, knowing that Spirit uplifts me and surrounds me. During moments of frustration, disagreements with others, and disappointments may disturb my equilibrium. If I just take a moment and say, peace be still, peace be still, nothing can rob me from my joy. For I know that I am grounded and centered in that ever-loving spirit of the great divine. I honor God each time I share my joy, the infinite spirit that surrounds us and uplifts us and blesses us. I bring more love, I bring peace, and I bring happiness to my world once I just realize that I am one with the divine. For living joyfully is easily when I feel good in the flow of life and in harmony with the world. For we are all one, and I am the spiritual being, you are the spiritual being, for God is a part of us. If we just breathe deep and look within and feel it, for Christ in you, our hope of glory, resonates and surrounds us, and we send this out to the world through our community and through all. And from Luke chapter 6, verse 37, it says, "Do not judge, and you will not be judged. And do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven." Just always expand and surround this joy to one and all. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Joy, joy, joy. If you want to move spirit through your voice. Joy, joy, joy. I'm living this day. I'm living this day in the heart of joy. I'm living this day. I'm living this day in the heart of joy. Joy, 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 joy. I'm living this day, I'm living this day in the heart of joy. Joy, 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 joy. I'm living this day, I'm living this day in the heart of joy. Joy in God's heart of joy. In God's heart of joy. In God's heart of joy. This is a joyful chant, guys. Start to sway a little bit. Sing out with me. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I'm living this day, I'm living this day in the heart of joy. I'm living this day, I'm living this day in the heart of joy. Joy, joy. In God's heart of joy. Again. Joy, 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 joy. I'm living this day, I'm living this day in the heart of joy. I'm living this day, I'm living this day in the heart of joy. In God's heart of joy. In God's heart of joy. In God's heart of joy. this day, I'm living this day in the heart of joy, in God's heart of joy, in God's heart of joy. Joy, 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 joy. I'm living this day, I'm living this day in the heart of joy. I'm living this day, I'm living this day in God's heart of joy.
Wow. That was great. That will definitely put everybody in the mood.
That
for
was written
joy.
for you guys this week.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we can have fun at church. We can smile and laugh, and I hope you all enjoyed today because that's what it's all about. So we're going to start off with a joke. A man is walking through the woods when he sees a bear chasing him. And he thinks, I don't know about this, but he just starts booking it, just starts running. And while he's doing this, he's thinking, please, Lord, please let this bear be a Christian. Well, the bear catches up to him, knocks him down, and then proceeds to kneel next to him. And the bear says, "Dear Lord, thank you for this food I am about to receive." So as you came in today, we handed out little packets of flower seeds. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about planting seeds of joy in our hearts. And how do we nurture that joy? And how do we blossom it and spread it out around the people that are around us? So, yes. Before we do that, though, speaking of joy, we want to welcome some new members that we have here today that have made a great commitment, and I want to talk a little bit about that. The members that are here today have done some preparation by reading and studying the 5 principles of unity, and we had some wonderful discussions about that. So we know that even though it's not a requirement to be an official member of Unity on the Avenue, everybody is always welcome no matter what event or service that we have. There's something really special when people step up and make a commitment to a community. And they invest some time and energy in their studies and in our principles and look to practice them every day. Some people walk into Unity churches thinking that there's something missing in their lives. And they may sit and listen, they may get what they need and move on, and then we have the people that decide they want to make this special commitment. So we in Unity say that there is no one path. All paths are good to spirit. But we do want to practice our principles together because we can help each other through that. We can support each other. The most important requirement for membership in Unity is the desire to be the expression of God, the desire to understand and follow the Unity principles. Each member has to look within their heart and follow what is truth for them. Unity is a way of life, and members are asked to just do their very best to live the truth teachings. And the objective of our Unity teachings is to live more effective, spirit-centered lives. So, by our commitment in the sharing of consciousness and membership, we become the channel which others too are blessed in their lives by what we give as a community to each other and how we support each other. So this new member ceremony has been practiced in other Unity communities, and in fact, we practiced it last week. Last month, we had some new members, and because of schedules, we're welcoming more new members today. So lucky us, right? We bless them all. So the anointing of the pure essential oils is to be signify that they are chosen for a special purpose, to be the expression of God in this world in a bigger way. And the use of the oil is used as a symbol of dedication of one's everyday thought to God. The pure essential oil used today is white angelica, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. It was donated by Lisa Carpenter for our new member ceremonies, so thank you, Lisa. The oil wards off negative energy. It increases the aura around the body. It brings a delicate sense of strength, protection, and greater awareness of one's potential. It is good for use in prayer and meditation and prepares a person to search for that source of love and light within, which we know is divine spirit, that we are always connected with. So I'd like to ask our new members to come up. So we have Jennifer Stewart, we have Carrie Solano, and we have Lucyann Walker. And Derek was going to try to be here. He may have to do some work, but thank you. Yes, we want to thank them. Thank you for being here today. So I acknowledge the supreme significance of the decision that you have made to be a part of our spiritual community. We are definitely blessed by your presence. So please place your hands out, palms up, and receive the blessing of the palms. And I've been smelling this all morning. It is so wonderful. So the first bit of oil on your palm stands for the spiritual work that you've already completed. And you'll be able to feel this in every cell of your body within a few seconds, I believe. The second oil is for your commitment to our community and for the study that you'll be doing in the future, upholding the principles and being a supportive part of this community. Doesn't it smell lovely? So we'd like to just have a blessing for you. Please join us in prayer. Blessed Spirit, in whom we live and move and have our being, blessed are those who have taken another step forward in their commitment to the will and to the work of the spiritual path. We give thanks for the opportunity to serve and to be a part of the cherished ministry at Unity on the Avenue. We are spirit expressing, and we let the will of the divine be done in and through us. And so it is. Amen. And you can kind of rub that oil a little bit into your hands if you like. We, as individual students of truth, unite in spirit, drawn into cooperation and friendship through invisible bonds of love and mutual interest in the study of truth. So as the spiritual leader of this community, it is my privilege, on behalf of its membership, to recognize your commitment to Unity on the Avenue and to present a certificate of membership for you, which Donna Lynn is holding and will be happy to share with you. We receive you into the full, active voting membership of this congregation and extend to you the commitment of Unity on the Avenue to support you in your spiritual growth. Congregation, I just want you to welcome them And I hope that you have a chance to get to know each one of these beautiful souls. I did get to know a little bit about them in the training that we have. And we are so blessed and thankful. So you can have a seat. But thank you so much for coming up and being a part of this community. And I forgot to do the unity blessing, but let's go ahead and do that. We love you, we bless you, and we behold the Christ in you. Thank you, guys. So, have you ever had the experience of planting some seeds and watching as the sun shines down on them and the rain pours down on them, that they start to come through the ground and they start to grow? And soon you see some green leaves and some blossoms. And so that's what I want to talk about today, really, is how we plant seeds of joy in our hearts and how we nourish these seeds and they blossom, spreading joy throughout your day and throughout the community that you're in and the people that you are around. So we thrive in a garden of joy. We are made with the ability to be lifted in spirit, to laugh and smile and be cheerful. We have the capacity and the ability to choose to plant joy every day through the people or the pets that we are around or the experiences that we choose to participate in, knowing that this positive loving energy heals our bodies and minds and feeds our souls. There was a man by the name of Norman Cousins. I don't know if you may remember him. He lived from 1915 to 1990. He was a political journalist, an author, professor, and a world peace activist. In 1964, he was diagnosed with a crippling connective tissue disease. The doctor told him that he had one chance in 500 to survive this particular disease. He researched the biochemistry of human emotions, which he believed were the keys to human beings' success in restoring health. And he developed his own recovery program of taking massive doses of vitamin C and had self-induced bouts of laughter. I don't know that I would suggest that for anybody, but it seemed to work for him. And what he did is he went to a building that was next to the hospital so that he could get the care that he needed in between. But he wanted a quieter environment. And he watched comedies. And one of the things they mentioned was that he watched Candid Camera. And I don't know if you remember that. I do remember that. They would have this kind of unpredictable situation happening, and then all of a sudden they tell him, smile, you're on Candid Camera. And then, of course, everybody would laugh and smile about that. But Norman Cousins, what he discovered is that 10 minutes of genuine belly laughter had an anesthetic effect. It permitted him a couple hours of comfort or a good night's sleep, pain-free. And it isn't known whether he actually cured his disease. There was a doctor that talked about that, said maybe it was an arthritic condition that cleared itself naturally. But his struggle with the disease and his discovery of what they called laugh therapy, sounds like a pretty good therapy, is detailed in he had a book in 1979, Anatomy of an Illness as Perceived by the Patient. So there have been some other research that has shown that after exposure to humor, there is a general activity within the immune system, kind of a turn it up a notch kind of thing that happens when we're exposed to humor. So the positive effects even show that it lingered into the next day. Norman Cousins chose to plant seeds of joy in his heart, and it seems to have encouraged healing in his body and a sense of comfort and well-being in his thoughts. Eric Butterworth stated that regardless of circumstances, we need to stir up the gift of God within us to keep alive that spark and spirit of joy. When we are in the consciousness of joy, we project energy that affects the growth of plants, the temperament of animals, and even the mood of the people that are around you. So when you are in the consciousness of rejoicing, you are in the flow of divine process. I try to thoroughly enjoy the events of my day. Sometimes joyful events are planned, and sometimes they just come by a wonderful surprise. But the most important thing, I think, is to be present and aware with intention and expectation of joy coming into your day. So Scott and I, my husband, we went to our 9-year-old's talent show. And Jake was dressed in his white Elvis impersonator outfit here, singing Burning Love. And this in and of itself brought a lot of joy to us that evening, for sure. But what happened that day is we weren't really expecting at that moment to have our hearts filled with love and joy. And that's what we experienced when we walked into this huge gymnasium. And it was filled with all these little boys and girls so excited, so happy, so joyful. They were running up and hugging each other, high-fiving each other, and they were so cheerful of each and every act. And the teachers and the parents as well. Everybody was super positive, and it was a very powerful experience for us just sitting in the audience. There was so much activity, there was music and laughter, and it was wonderful. Even the teachers were high-fiving the kids after their performance. It was just really so fun. And I felt so hopeful because I'm just thinking when this generation, another 10 or 20 years, and they're helping to make decisions in our world, I just feel like there's so much good that can come out of a generation that is so loving and caring for each other. This large gym was absolutely filled with joy, and I'm sure everybody felt it. There were smiles on everybody's face. So how do we nurture and grow those seeds of joy that we have planted in our hearts? It's when we remember the source of our joy. It's when we stop and reflect that divine spirit is the source of our joy. I looked up in the Revealing Word the metaphysical meaning of joy. Joy is the happiness of God expressed through his perfect idea of man. Joy and gladness are strength-giving, especially if the mind is fixed on things of spirit. So true joy takes hold of man's consciousness, and when he awakens to the realization of his divine nature and the blessings that accompany that realization. Spiritual fulfillment can come only from the God presence within. For me, it's very much about gratitude for the understanding and the realization of divine nature, and that I am one with Spirit. It is the kind of joy that colors how I see all of life. It helps me just to see the good in every situation and to see the Christ in every soul. In prayer and meditation, we open our hearts and minds to fully embrace this precious gift from Spirit. Centered in Spirit, we foster joy in our hearts the way a plant bears fruit. In Galatians, it says, it describes the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So from our spiritual practices, what comes into fruition is the expression of spirit. By putting time and energy into our prayers and our meditations, I am practicing the cultivation of many qualities that align with spirit. I count my blessings for the many opportunities that show up every day to live a joyful life. By appreciating what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our mindset to abundance and prosperity. And then during challenging times, realizing the small blessings and joys, it alleviates stress in our life and brings light to the situation, enhancing feelings of overall well-being. I have gratitude for not only what comes to me, but also for the opportunity to serve and be the joyful expression of spirit. So I read the Book of Joy. I don't know if you've got to see it. It's not a brand new book, but it was really an uplifting book, had a lot of wisdom in it, and it's about a meeting of the Nobel Prize laureates, His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, and the Archbishop Desmond Tutu. They have both had hardships in their lives. There was oppression, there was exile, and yet they are two of the most joyful people on this planet. They summed up in this book with all these wisdoms, they summed it all up to say that the qualities of compassion and generosity were the most pivotal to any lasting happiness. So it seems like pretty good wisdom for us. So we've talked about planting seeds of joy. We've talked about nurturing them with our spiritual practices. So how do we spread this joy into our day and into the hearts of the people around us? We are the vessel. We are the expression of divine joy. We radiate this amazing energy out to the world through our thoughts, the words we speak, and our actions. It gives meaning to our lives, and it makes a great difference in the world. So my greatest joy is when I seek to do good for others, and that varies depending on what people need. Sometimes it's a prayer, sometimes it's an encouraging word, it might be a financial support, or maybe being involved in an activity that just makes their lives a little bit easier. You have probably had that great feeling of being in the right place at the right time to assist someone. At one time I was employed with the police department to assist victims of crime, primarily traumatic crimes, so domestic violence and abuse kinds of issues. I learned so much from just listening and doing my best to help wherever I could. Luckily, I had a lot of freedom to be able to do whatever I thought was needed at that moment. So I was called out for this family. I'll always remember this family. And there was no dad in this picture. There was a mom who had a problem with alcohol, and she had 3 children. Her oldest son was almost 18, and then they had 2 younger siblings, daughters. So the police were called out because the mom was intoxicated and she had harmed the children. So I was called out to see what I could do to support this family. And while the mom was in custody, the grandmother had said she would step in and support the children. So they were allowed to stay together. And then the son was almost 18. So Child Protective Services allowed them to stay in their home. So part of my job was to periodically just check up on them, see how they're doing, see if they needed some resources, or maybe just be a listening ear for their concerns. And I assisted them through the court process. So to know what is coming next, how do they participate? And it was a pretty touchy situation, being that The defendant in the case was their mom, their only parent. But during this time, I had the opportunity to build a relationship with the children. And I had so much compassion for this family who was going through so much. So the day before Thanksgiving, I just called to see how they were doing and learned that their grandmother was not around. And I'm not sure what happened to that support that had been in place. But I could just kind of hear in the son's voice that there was some uneasiness, some struggle that was happening, which made sense with two younger siblings that he was kind of taking responsibility for. And so I was thankful that I had the ability to pick up a Thanksgiving dinner and drop it by their home. And I know that they felt appreciative, but I also know that this situation was a sad situation. And I recognized it as an opportunity to be the expression of spirit. And I know that a lot of other people would have done the same thing. I just appreciated that I was in the right place at the right time to be helpful for these children. And when we do these kinds of things with a cheerful heart, it does make all the difference in the world. So I hope these ideas to plant seeds of joy with you all week. And as you came in, I know there's a couple gentlemen here that may not have received it, but we're passing out packets of seeds of flowers because we're talking about planting joy in our lives. And I hope you use it as a little reminder during your week when you see this little packet, because I know it's not quite time to plant, but just to see it and remember about our talk today. And you can plant those, my understanding, not being a gardener myself, in a pot and just make sure they're inside when it's cold outside. But if you don't have a flower pot at home, you are welcome to plant them in one of the flower pots here at Unity on the Avenue. We'll have a day next month where we can plant some flower seeds and watch them grow and blossom, and then we can decorate our labyrinth in our courtyard. What we give comes back to us in unexpected ways. But spreading our joy to others is so much about our relationships with our families and our friends and our community. We can be the reservoir of joy and peace that is needed in this world. And sometimes it's just a smile that can brighten someone else's day. But when we realize that joy is contagious, we realize the ripple effect that multiplies our expression of joy. So let's take that into a meditation. I just invite you to take a few deep breaths, relax in your chair. Just allow your chair to fully support you. Gently close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Take in a few deep breaths to center in spirit. Notice the sacred space within where you feel the power and the presence of spirit. Divine joy lifts us, body, mind, and soul. We are perfect, whole, and able to envision infinite possibilities of happiness. We bless our abilities to connect with our community through smiles and laughter and humor. Joyful anticipation fills our hearts for the good unfolding in the universe. I am joy. I rejoice in the spirit within. I am the expression of divine spirit. Holding this vision as we move into a moment of silence. we begin to come back to the sanctuary. You are comforted by the peace and assurance that divine spirit is present and all is well with your soul. Notice the joy in your heart and let it linger for a moment. When you are ready, gently open your eyes and carry this renewed sense of the spiritual being that you are throughout your day. And so it is. Amen.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We are one now, we are one now, we are one now, we are one now.
So now it's time for opportunity to support unity on the avenue. And there are many ways to do that, through cash or checks or the square in the back or the donation button on your phone, many ways to give. And we appreciate so much the financial support that you provide for our spiritual community. But just know that financial support is a part of it, but your loving energy that you've brought here today is the most important part to serve our spiritual community. So join me in our blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Open to the joy. I'm open to the joy that lives in my heart. Ooh. The stories in my mind that I tell begin to cast a spell, makes a web that can hold my life tight, keeps me from what's bright. I'm open to the joy. I'm open to the joy that lives in my heart. Ooh. Change my story, change my mind, change it all that I've defined. Make a choice, make it real, look it lies, ever-changing deal. Open to the joy. I'm open to the joy that lives in my heart. Dreaming big in my heart, hear the call, hear the call. What's gonna be my part? Woo! Open to the joy. I'm open to the joy that lives in my heart. Ooh, do 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 do, yeah. Open to the joy. I'm open to the joy that lives in my heart.
That was uplifting. Okay, now is the time that we have for children's blessings. And I know we don't have any children present, but we're still going to bless all the children in the world. You are loved, special, and important. We see you and bless the divine being that you are. You can join me for our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
It's just the same chant. Let's sing it together since we know it this time. Joy, joy, joy. I'm living this day in the heart of joy. Joy, joy, joy. I'm living this day in the heart of joy. Joy, joy, joy. I'm living this day in the heart of joy. In God's heart of joy. In God's heart of joy. In God's heart of joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Feel it in your heart. Joy, joy, joy. I'm living this day in the heart of joy. In the heart of joy. In God's heart of joy. In God's heart of joy.